Hi, I'd just like to tell you that it's been many years since the author of Rip Van Winkle put out the idea that Christians believe that the world is flat, or that Columbus believed that the world was flat. So basically, the reason why this was taught in schools was to make Columbus look like an imbecile, or that make Christianity look like it's stupid. But I find on Wikipedia and different places the whole idea that in ancient times, especially when it comes to the creation, that the person who wrote, the Genesis account believed that the world was flat, and that even in ancient times they believed that the world was flat. This is a big bogus lie, and it's really easily refuted. Because if you think about it, we have pyramids today that mark the stars, the planets, and the sun. Sundials that were made, okay, that had nothing to do with the idea that the world was flat. Back then, they believed that they knew more about the stars than most people today. They built the pyramids in perfect alignment with the stars. Do you think that they didn't know what they were doing? These weren't dumb people, the Egyptians, and the Hebrews who left Egypt were building the pyramids. And Moses was among the was brought up as a prince in the house of Pharaoh. So when you see this lie that's being purported, it's being generated by God-hating atheists. This idea came back from the author of Rip Van Winkle, and before there were these people, and it was taught in schools that Columbus believed that the world was flat. There's no evidence of that. That was a lie, yet it's still taught in schools today. People did not believe that the world was flat, and ancient people did not believe it was flat either. So when you look at the Genesis account and try to make it look like these people didn't know what they were talking about and saying that it was a flat earth, nowhere in the scriptures does it say that they believe that the world is flat. There is something about the four corners. Four corners meaning the four compass. We have our compass today. It was in force back then. Of course, east was the Orient, because Orient meant east. So to make these ancient people look like, cavemen, like the evolutionary people want them to be, like they were just a simple culture that came from the caves and they didn't know anything about stars. They, from all intents and purposes, they believed that the world was flat, and that they were uneducated and they didn't know about stars and astrology is a smear and is actually really silly. And so as I go on in the Genesis account, I want to cite that the politics of atheism always smears Christianity. Yet Christianity, when it's honest, and is honest, okay, is not smearing the atheist except for what's true. It is a hatred, and it has nothing to do with intelligence on the atheist's part. It has to do with arrogance, and this, it's still on. You can find it. You go to Wikipedia, and they'll tell you that back in ancient times, when on the creation account, they believed that the world was flat. Couldn't be further from the truth. And somebody ought to cite Wikipedia for what they did. And you can even find in Wikipedia, okay, evidence for the idea that of flat Earth being a smear against Christians. So I'm just telling you that, how are we supposed to evangelize to anybody if there's all this misinformation out here and people don't take the time to educate themselves? So then when you go to try to tell people about Christianity or tell people about evolution, and right away, oh well, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Moses didn't know anything about anything, and he just wrote the Bible, and when he wrote the beginning, he believed that the world was flat. Nothing could be further from the truth. Take care. God bless.